Hello, this is a really quick video, hence it's in this strange format, but I'm just rushing this out. I was at a shopping centre today and I tried a few perfumes. I wanted to just give my own thoughts on them. This is not in depth by any means. In fact, it's quite the opposite, very brief, but I found Parfums de Marly at House of Fraser in Bluewater. House of Fraser is a prolific department store. They are all across the UK. And Parfums de Marly are a niche brand. So the word niche doesn't generally coincide with the word prolific, but anywho, they also sell Creed, Acqua di Parma, and they call themselves niche as well. So I tried the new Valaya offer of Parfums de Marly. It's one that I really like the sound of the notes, and I was interested to try it because I love a musk perfume. I love a clean musk, especially a floral, slightly sweet musk. My favourite musk off the top of my head, really clean musky fragrance, is Levant from Ormond Jane. I've just finished the bottle. And obviously there's another musk perfume that I really love, and it's called Hush Hush by 4160 Tuesdays, with a little tiny bit of input from myself. And I love that one too. It's a violet iris musk. There's a bit more to it than that. A lot more to it than that. But anyhow, back to Valaya. So I was really keen to try this one. And there it was, right in front of my eyes, in House of Fraser of all places. So I thought, okay, I'm going to just spray it straight on skin. I know the note listing, or, I know that it's citrus, floral, I think it's white floral, musk, and maybe some sweet notes. So I'm going straight on skin with it. And I did. I put it on my left hand wrist, which is the one holding the camera at the moment. And let's think. So initially it was extremely citrusy, but in a very sharp, sour way. It's like you extract the most bitter part of a grapefruit or rhubarb. It's that really bitter, sour part of citrus. So it's bracing. And to me, it was quite jarring alongside some of the sweeter notes. So you can smell the musk fairly soon, not immediately, fairly soon you can smell the musk. There was some florals, light florals, airy florals, nothing heady, nothing exotic, everything's very clean. But this bracing citrus, there's only bergamot listed, I think, as a citrus note. Correct me if I'm wrong. But to me, it was like the most sour part of a grapefruit. Imagine you take a grapefruit and you don't get the sweet, juicy elements. You literally just get the sour bitterness. It's like that. So very, very bitter to start with. That hung around for about an hour to an hour and a half. Now I'm going to smell my wrist, so bear with me. So now, hours and hours and hours later, I still have a little hint of that sourness, but lots and lots of musk and a little bit of sweetness. So it does compare to Levant to a degree. I much prefer Levant, I've got to be honest with you. Now this one does, Valaya has some of those aroma chemicals that are a little bit overused at the moment. I think there's Agicala wood, or whatever it's called. Mugler seem to be using that quite a lot. I don't really know. Generally speaking, whenever I've seen that listed as a note, I've not enjoyed the fragrance. So I don't think it's very overplayed here because it's not ruining it. But it definitely has that sort of powdery, slightly aroma chemical dry down. Now musks, all the clean musks are aroma chemicals as well, and they're all there, and I love them. I don't have any issues with them. There's just a tiny slight woodiness, and it's a little dry, but it is not a really scratchy, dry, horrible dry down whatsoever. It's perfectly pleasant. But honestly, it's a nice fragrance. I personally wouldn't pay the price for it. I think it was £140 for a little 30ml bottle. Honestly, it reminded me in places of some of the Narciso Rodriguez fragrances. And I do think you could potentially check those out, find out what one you really like, because they're all slightly different. But you're going to get the same sort of sweet muskiness from Narciso Rodriguez that you get from Valaya, from Parfums de Marly, minus that really bitter, sharp, sour opening note. Now, if you like a really bracing, bitter, sharp, sour note in perfume, you should definitely try Valaya, because it, you know, it hangs around a good hour and a half, and then you get a little bit of it all the way through. So it stays quite fresh, basically. Definitely lasts quite well from what I'm experiencing. So that's Valaya. And then I tried all the Delinas. They had Delina Exclusive and Rosé. I've tried Exclusive before. I think it's a very pretty rose vanilla powder. Nothing that exciting, but very, very pretty. Apparently it's got oud in it. I've never smelt it, and I didn't smell it today either. The rosé was slightly, is it aquatic? I don't know. The rosé on paper smelled all right. And I think I preferred the original Delina, which has got the rhubarb, but it wasn't too sharp. It wasn't the same level as bitterness as the sharp citrus note in Valaya. But either way, the Delinas are nice enough. They don't make me want to buy them though. Now on to another fragrance. Is brand new out, I think, or at least this year. That'll do this year. I'm a bit behind. It's a new La Vie est Belle, and it is Iris Absolue. They did used to have an Iris fragrance with a similar name, so then they took it away, and it was really nice, and then they've taken it away, and now there's this, potentially has some similarities. I saw the bottles as testers in Boots. Sometimes you can't use Boots testers, they lock them behind the cabinet, but this was out, and I wasn't 100% sure it was the Iris one, but as soon as I sprayed it in the air, to start with, I smelled Iris immediately. So I was like, yeah, that's the Iris one. And then I checked with the sales assistant. I said, is this bottle the Iris one? And she said, yes. So you do smell Iris in the opening, and it's really pleasant. And I did spray it on skin. And it does smell like a La Vie est Belle flanker without a shadow of a doubt. Doesn't go in that Soleil Cristal version of Events, which is a little bit suntan lotiony. It doesn't go there. It actually smells like La Vie est Belle, but not as sweet and cloying, with that lovely hint of Iris that is a little bit more noticeable. I think there's Iris in La Vie est Belle, but it's definitely more pronounced in this Iris Absolue. And earlier on my skin, I felt like it does go a bit sweet for me. It's a bit too sweet for me, and a little bit too perfume shop generic for my taste. It's just because I've been into this game for so long that if it smells quite generic, it turns me off a little bit. But I do think it's a really nice designer fragrance for what's out there. I think it's one of the better ones. It smells like nice quality. They don't chuck a load of dry, scratchy aroma chemicals at it, thankfully. So it smells really nice. It's just a bit too sweet for my taste. It smelled a little milky on my skin. I like a sweetened milk. Obviously there's florals. I noticed there was a fig note listed. I didn't particularly pick up on it. I mostly got, and definitely got, hints of the Iris, but I do feel like the Iris could be stronger for a fragrance called Iris Absolue. I smelt whiffs of it in the opening, then it felt like it faded away, and I just mostly got a more paled down and more palatable La Vie est Belle. And now I do get powdery, like a powdery Iris vanilla with some sweet florals and some extra sugar. So it's very, very pleasant. If anyone was wearing this and they walked past me, I would say, you smell really good. So I do think it's a nice fragrance for what it is. For a La Vie est Belle flanker, it's probably one of the best flankers, if not the best flanker actually. And it's not quite as sweet as some of the others. So yeah, I think that's it really. I'm just gonna talk about those fragrances for now. I hope you don't mind the really shit quality of this video. And I've had 2 drinks, so I'm slightly teeny tiny bit tipsy as well. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in another one. Bye.